Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got in a fixed blade knife to take a look at. This one's coming from Eafengrow and the model is the EF133. This knife seems to be in that sweet spot as far as size goes, where it's not too small and it's not too large, but it still should be very capable. So stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications of it. We'll do some cutting tasks with it. And then give some thoughts on it. So like most other Eafengrow knives, it's just coming in this plain black box. Every once in a while I will get one that does say Eafengrow up on the top, but most of them are just this plain box. Let's get cut into it here. See what all we get, how it's packaged. So it looks like the knife, sheath, and a cleaning cloth. I'll show you this sheath here first. It is Kydex. As you can see, we do have some holes that you could run some paracord or something through to tie it off to your leg. Looks like it is molded here for the knife. You're going to have a tech lock back here. You push that in to open it. It is adjustable for your belt width. Once you close it, you can slide this over. Now when you push it, it won't open until you slide it back. Looks like there is a drain hole right there. And here is the EF133. Give you guys some close-ups before we start going over all the details. So this knife is going to be using DC53 steel, which is definitely superior to D2 steel. You can get this harder. I think that the hardness scale on this one is 60 to 62 HRC. It has a better edge retention. It's more corrosive resistant. It's going to be a drop point with a full flat grind. This does have like a stone wash finish on this blade. You see we got some jimping up on top here. Not real aggressive, but definitely provides some traction there. Do have a small choil right there. I mentioned size earlier. This is going to have an overall length of right about 9 inches. They claim that the blade length is 4 inches, but really like your cutting length is really about like maybe 3 5/8 or so, just because of that choil. And then the handle is right about 5 inches. Your blade thickness in millimeters is just over 4. Handle thickness 21 millimeters, which is about 9/10 of an inch. Your blade height on this guy is about 1.4 inches, and your handle height is about 1.3 inches. As you can see, it is a full tang and it's an extended tang. It actually comes out kind of further than what the handle here does. So you could use this for self-defense or pummeling or whatever else you can think of. And this does have a lanyard hole back there as well. This handle is G10. See, we got some red liners here, some blue accents around that hardware. They do make this in micarta as well, so if that's more your flavor, they do have that available. You can see it's got a pretty interesting pattern in it. Going to have a spot up front here for your finger, a little bit of a guard right there. I wear an extra large glove. My hand fits on here fine. There's even a little bit of room left over. So this should fit most hands pretty well. I don't feel any hot spots at all. That does seem to be rounded on the top here. Sometimes these are squared off and those can really dig into your palm. But squeezing hard here, I don't feel anything digging in at all. This definitely feels good in the hand, but you can tell that the majority of the weight is back here toward this handle. But let's see how much the whole thing does weigh. So we're at 9 ounces. If you carry it with the sheath, we are at 12.2 ounces. And let's check out how it fits in the sheath and what the retention's like. Very positive there. Check the retention. No movement whatsoever, no rattle. A little bit of a thumb ramp right there that you can use to kind of help pull that out. Comes out very easy. But let's get into doing some cutting with it. This is, again, right out of the box. I've not even cleaned it, haven't sharpened it, haven't done anything with it. Wow, this thing is crazy sharp. Yeah, that is super nice. Do an index card next. This is like twice as thick as a normal index card. It's more like card stock. That could have been my angle. Can you see how there's like some jaggedness along there? Usually that'll determine how sharp a knife is how clean that cut is. That was much better. Yeah, this knife is really, really sharp. Do some cardboard next. This is corrugated cardboard. Wow. So definitely a good slicer. We'll have to check other stuff here in a bit, but man, this thing is so sharp. We'll do a couple different kinds of rope here next. Yeah, no troubles at all with this. And I even stayed out here toward the tip and it's still just going right through it. I'll go down to the main part of the blade. Yeah, no troubles at all. This rope here is almost like a plastic type of rope, and most knives have a really hard time getting through this in one pull. It usually takes about 3. This is the kind of rope that's hard to even tie into a knot and for it to stay in a knot. But let's see what this EF133 can do. See, like it even gets caught on the blade. It's a weird rope, but let's see. It actually made it through it in one time. I was pulling kind of hard, but most knives cannot do that. Yeah, this blade is extremely sharp. Do a plastic zip tie here next. And just kind of see if we can get through in one pull. Oh yeah, no trouble at all. Wow. Let's see how it does with the rope. Just trying to cut it on here. Oh my God. I'm telling you guys, like, this is probably the sharpest knife that I've ever reviewed. Got a wire sheath up here next. It's got 3 wires in it, plus the sheath around it. Let's see what this is like. Again, I kind of see how hard I have to push and how many times it takes to get through it. I was not pushing that hard either. Yeah. Very impressed with this knife so far. Up next, got some heater hose. Let's see what this is like. And one time through, kind of mid pressure or so, but yeah, this knife is great. All right, let's see how it does here just with some small shavings. Now we'll take some slightly bigger chunks. I don't think this one's going to be a great chopper, but we'll see what it can take here. Again, most of the weight is back here and not out in the blade. All right, let's see how this does splitting. Again, we have about a 3.5 to 4 inch blade. we'll split this one again. Let's also check to see how squared off the spine is. Throw some sparks. Yeah, those are decent. So I usually repeat those tasks several times off camera, and I gotta say overall I am really impressed with this EF133. They are using a fairly high quality steel that is honestly razor sharp right out of the box. I really like just the overall looks and design of this. Some blue accents here, a little bit of red up here. It's just a really good looking knife. I feel like this is a knife that you could do some kind of heavy duty stuff, maybe like skinning or butchering, but also some fine stuff like whittling. The handle on this guy is very ergonomic and very comfortable. It just fits my hands really well, and even if I squeeze really hard, I cannot feel any hot spots at all here. They've done a really nice job just kind of rounding off the top of this. I like that they include a sheath that has really good retention and no rattle at all. I definitely think this would make for a good camping knife, maybe a bushcraft knife, hunting, survival, whatever. Again, it's not the greatest at doing like chopping tasks. I'd recommend using a hatchet or something like that for that anyways. And it does throw sparks, but there is just the slightest roundness on the spine of this blade, but you can still throw sparks pretty decent with it. So these are available on Amazon. At the time of me making this video, they're coming in around $40, which I think is an excellent price for this. They have them in the black with the G10 handle. They also have them with micarta handles in brown and green. And I'll leave a link to the black one down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on it, read some of the other reviews, or if you want to pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.